Hello, Professor. Hello, Professor. My name is Shalisa Lamb, and this video is for the assignment, The Performing Arts and Inspiration, for week 3. So I chose to do option A, which was to choose a piece of my own preference and to choose a piece from the classical era and describe different aspects. So the first piece I'll do is the classical piece I chose. I chose Concerto number 11B flat, Major Romanze. It's by Michel Yost. Um, Dieter Klockner, excuse me for the mispronunciation, is the clarinetist in the piece, and the Prague Chamber Orchestra is the orchestra that plays with the clarinetist. So for this piece, there were many different aspects. So with the rhythm in the piece was very steady. It had a nice moderate tempo to it. I found myself like kind of rocking to it a little bit. The melody was conjunct, so all the notes were very close together, one after another, without much pause between them. The harmony was consonant, and the tonality was traditional. So basically it went from the home notes, it modulated at some point, and then it returned at the end to sound almost the same as it did when it started. The texture of the piece was homophony, so the chords accompanied the main melody. The clarinet was the main melody, and then the orchestra was just the background. They accompanied what the clarinetist was doing. The inspiration for the piece, I'm not sure. I couldn't really find anything after I listened to the piece, and I tried to look it up and find things. But I do know that he was a famous French clarinetist, and that he was trained under Johann Bass. I'm sure I'm missing part of his name. It was like a 3-part name, but basically he was trained under him. So I listened to a few of his pieces, and he also did like a I've lost the word, but Johann Bass did other things other than just playing classical music. So sounds like he may have gotten some inspiration from him. And my mood throughout the song was very relaxed. I felt very relaxed. I love listening to classical music when I'm doing homework or when I'm at work working on different paperwork and things like that. I'll put on classical music sometimes because it really relaxes me, and this specific piece did that for me. It relaxed me. It didn't have too many sharp rises and falls in it and things like that. It was really steady, so it relaxed me. It made me feel happy, and it kind of made me want to like get up and dance like the waltz, but I know it wasn't really a waltzy tune, but it still like made you want to kind of slow dance like that to it. And so you get what I'm saying, I hope. Oh, Joseph Bear, that's his name. Johann Joseph Bear. That was the person who I believe he had some influence in his piece. And I believe that's the end of the summary for that part. So for my own piece, I love gospel music. That's primarily what I listen to. So I chose a piece by J. Moss is the name of the artist, and the piece is called We Must Praise, and it's off of his album titled The J. Moss Project. And it's a gospel piece, as I stated already. So with this piece, the rhythm was slow to moderate. So like certain parts of it were a little slower than other parts, and then it was moderate in other pieces. So it kind of changed tempos and things a little bit throughout the song. Not too much, but a little bit. The melody was disjunct, so there were some intervals, some pauses with both the singing and the background music. The harmony was consonant once again, and The tonality, once again, was traditional, so same with him. It started one way, it modulated throughout the song at different parts, and at the end it returned back to the same home base, basically. And the texture for this one, I was a little unsure, but I think it was polyphony, so there was a lot of imitation. So what J. Moss sung, then the background singers would kind of imitate. So he would lead them into what he was saying, into their parts by singing his part. So that's why I said it was polyphony. And at the very end of the song, maybe the last 15 to 30 seconds, it's monophony. So it's just a single musical line, so it's just J. Moss by himself, no background music, no anything, just him singing alone. So that's why I said that it went from polyphony to monophony in his song. Once again, I kind of looked up to see if I could find anything with him saying what the inspiration for him writing this song was, but I can assume that it was God. And I know a lot of his songs he writes because of his life as well. So I'm going to assume that those were the two inspirations for him to write this piece. And my mood while listening to it, I felt grateful for what I have, empowered by the song, sort of, from the lyrics. It made me feel happy and blessed. So those are the ways the music, the melody, and the lyrics all put together made me feel. And I chose this song as well because the background, if you listen to it, it kind of reminds me of classical music. It's a really like slow song with the piano in the background and things like that. It's like not too much going on. Some gospel songs, like, you hear a lot. You hear the guitar, you hear the bass, you hear, the banging on the drums. But this song is really kind of nice and simple and reminds me of classical music, which is why I chose it to compare to a classical piece. So once again, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy my response to your assignment, and I look forward to continue learning over the next week.